Hello traders, welcome back to our YouTube channel. And in this video, we're gonna be looking at the market outlook volume 8 for the 24th of October to the 29th of October 2022. So basically this is the last week of October, and yeah, so we should be expecting some very crazy movement due to last week. Last week we had very nice movement. Our analysis actually played out very well. For those of you that actually like follow what we see on the channel, you can go back and look at what we said, how the market reacted, a little bit what we said. So yeah. So without wasting much of our time, let's head into the chat and see what we're gonna be talking about. On our screen here we have the DXY, the US dollar currency index. And as I said in our previous video, this week should probably be a retracement, and although the week started up giving some kind of bullish momentum and the week ended in a very strong retracement to the downside. So without wasting much of our time, let's have a quick technical analysis of what the GSY is offering us for this week. On our chart here, clearly see we have been stuck in this uptrend from since the beginning of this year. Clearly see we have had a series of higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and probably a higher low created at that point. Okay, so throughout the year, we are currently DXY has been gaining so much power. The DXY has been gaining power, like the dollar has been gaining very like pushing up to the upside, breaks up to the upside, indicating that the dollar is still quite very bullish. So on our forward time frame, clearly on our weekly time frame, we clearly see that we are still in a very bullish trend. You can clearly see market keeps on taking our structure to the upside. We have a very breakout structure here. We have got another second breakout structure here. Yeah, at that point, and at some level, the market came back, mitigated the demand zone, and we are stuck in between this high here, this high, and we have our low at that point here. So on our DXY, we currently still expecting push to the upside because the market hasn't taken out any structure to the downside. Remember, I've seen in our previous video, as far as we are still above this high here, as far as we are still above this demand zone, then we should be looking for buy opportunities, alright? Until market probably gives a push away from the demand zone and takes out, then we should be looking for sales. But as far as we are still above this demand zone, we should be looking for buy opportunities. That's our lookout on the daily time frame. Heading to sorry on the forward time, heading to our daily time frame. Let's see what market has. On our daily time frame, we still have this high created at that point. We have a high created at the level there, and we also have this. Our low still remains the same from the weekly time frame. We have the low at that point. Although the market seems to be reacting to this demand zone which is created there, if you can refine demand zone, you clearly see we have got this breakout structure at that point. Okay, we have got the breakout structure at that level there. If you could look at your chart where you clearly see we have this breakout structure at that point there, and the market is currently back into a demand zone. Market is currently back into the demand zone. I can clearly see the reaction of the demand zone. So for now, we are still above this high here, and yeah, we are still below the high there, and we are still above this low at this point here. And we kind of have, so I can clearly highlight this out of liquidity, which we expect the market to do or to always sweep. Remember, we are not here to see some sort of nature. So our daily time frame, our expectation on the DXY for a previous week should probably market giving up a push from there to the upside, taking out the high. So since we are still quite bullish on the DXY, we're gonna look at our forward time frame to see what we're expecting. On the forward time frame, looking at our forward time frame, we could clearly see we from our demand zone market came back to demand zone. We currently had this change of character seated there. We have a change of character there. And if you could look to the downside, we have a demand zone, unmitigated demand zone created at that point there. We had we had uh, we have liquidity at this level here. We have liquidity which probably the market is looking at sweeping out the liquidity at that point there. And if you're also still looking at the chart, we have got this supply zone there that led to a supply demand flip. All right, we had a supply demand flip at that point there. Okay, so the market is currently retracing, probably retracing back into the demand zone. Our expectation on the DXY is for the market to continue pushing up to the upside. All right, so we have got liquidity at that point there, and we can probably be expecting a push to the upside, okay, from there. So, but let's look at the sell side scenario. We are not going to be looking at just the both only the buy side. Also have to look at the sell side scenario. On our sell side scenario on the DXY, we clearly have this change of character at that level there. We have got the change of character there, and we also have another change of character here. All right, have a change of character there. And if you look at the chart, we've got our supply zone seated there. Our supply zone at that point there. Although the market hasn't still mitigated the supply zone, which indicates that if we are gonna be looking for probably sell opportunities, either the market takes out this low, the low created at that point, then we have some sort of retracement and push to the downside, or for the market to come back here, push up, take out the liquidity at that point, and also continue this push to the downside of that nature. Okay, so that's our expectation on the DXY. Okay, the overall intention, like a 70% look at the market should be probably buy sell opportunity. You should be looking at sales on this trade, okay? 70% like accuracy will be buys, and the most like the sell is kind of a low probability trade. So the high probability trade on the DXY is a buy position. All right. Continue on to the next pair, which is our GBP USD, starting from the weekly time frame as always. On the GBP USD, we currently have a downtrend, right? We are currently in downtrend. And clearly see market has been creating series of yeah, creating series of lower lows and lower highs, 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 and also a lower low. Probably market is currently going to create a lower high at this point and take advantage to the downside, okay? Because you are still currently look at the chart here, expanding our chart, you clearly see we are still trading from the supply zone created at that point there, and we still have time taking out this higher level there, okay? So currently we have got this break of structure there at that level there. We also have a supply zone at the top there, and currently we are still below this high, and market is currently reacting from the supply zone. So we are still probably expecting the higher probability on the GBP is for the market to do a push to the downside and also check out this high. In as much as remember when dollar tends to gain value on other currency pairs like GBP USD, Euro USD, and NZD USD, AD USD, XAE USD, that's the gold US dollar, will also be giving an inverse, all right? It's gonna be doing opposite of what the dollar is. So if the dollar DXY is currently buying other pairs like GBP USD, Euro USD, NZD USD, AD USD, Gold USD, as XAU USD will be very, very bearish. That's gonna be taking our structure to the downside. So that's one thing you should always remember. The trend is your friend until the trend changes, alright? So you have to flow with the trend until it changes. That's what I always say in my videos. On the daily time frame, our daily time frame, we can clearly have a higher perspective of what the market is doing. We can clearly see the market more clear because we clearly have got this break of structure there, and we're finding our supply zone. You clearly see we are currently market is currently reacting off the supply zone. All right, market was currently reacting off the supply zone at that level there, and kind of a retracement back into the level. So on the daily time frame, we are still quite bearish, except we're probably expecting a supply demand flip, which can happen in this manner. You clearly see the market is currently giving a rejection and give a push to the downside. So if the market tends to provide a supply demand flip We should expect the market to push up, then take out the structure and also to give something of nature, right? So once the market takes out the structure and probably takes out this high daily time frame, then we should be looking at the market giving a push back into a demand zone there. A demand zone that was created that led to the change of character or supply demand flip at that point. This is a change of character, and this is when we're having a supply demand flip. If the market takes out this supply zone, we have a supply demand flip. Or once the market takes out this high, we have a change of character. So the expectations is either for the buy side, either the market takes out this high at that point or takes out the people supply demand flip and come back into a demand zone that created there and give a push to the upside. But for now, since we are still below the supply zone, we are still gonna be looking for sell opportunities and still we are since we haven't taken out any high there, we are still looking for sell opportunities. Heading to our forward time frame. On our forward time frame, if you look at our charts here, you clearly see we had this complex retracement back into the zone. We had this complex retracement back in where market was creating a series of, you will say, a lower high at that point. Then market created a higher high there, a a higher a higher low at that point, higher high, higher low, a higher low, a higher high. Then at this point, we had a change of character where you clearly see market taking out the structure and back created a new low at that level there. Right, we had a new low there when the market couldn't obey the structure that was created. That's the retracement structure, right? We had our change of character here when market took out this low completely, and if you look at our chart, we have got liquidity seated there. We have liquidity. The market had to sweep out the liquidity and probably came back into this supplies at the top here. Now, I'm still looking at the 4 hour price data. Looking at the 4 hour price data, we can still clearly indicate see that we have got this beautifully created change of character at this point when market to take out that high and also take out this low here, had the change of character created at that level there, and you clearly see the market reacted all the supply zone that led to change of character. Market came into supply zone and gave a quick rejection to the downside, and we still flow with the chart. The market is currently back into another supply zone. Alright, that also led to this supply demand flip. Alright, let's see, we have got this demand zone here. We have the demand zone there. Alright, so the market is currently retracing back into a supply zone that led to a supply demand flip, and our expectations on this chart is a push to the downside and probably continue to take out the previous low that's created. So that was our expectation on the GBP USD for the market to probably give a push from there and also take out this low here. For the long term, without that expectation on GBP USD. Heading on to the next pair, which is the Euro USD. As always, we start from our weekly time frame. On the Euro USD, you clearly see we're in a very clear, very strange. We're in a very clear, very strange. As you could see, market was stuck in a series of creating series of lower lows and lower highs, 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 and so lower low. Okay, so currently we are in a very strong on the weekly time frame, and still looking at our charts here, looking at our chart analysis, you clearly see we have had a break of structure at this level there. We had a break of structure at that point there. Then we currently have our supply zone created there, which the market is currently reacting off the trading of the supplies at that point here, and we also have our low created at this level here. We also have our low at this point here. Okay, so remember, the market is your trend until the trend change. So currently we are still in a very strange until the market gives a push that takes out the structure to the upside, comes back and reacts to demand that probably led to a change of character, right? Or probably as a change of character or supply demand flip. Now, when we are gonna have a change of character is when the market takes out this high, and for a supply demand feed, market is currently reacting to supply zone. We want to see the push to the downside and market completely take out the high. All right, takes out the supply zone. That when we calculate, see we have a supply demand feed. But since we are still below that supply zone created there, we should be expecting a push to the downside on the Euro USD. Heading to our daily time frame. On our daily time frame, you clearly see we have had this break of structure to the downside there at that point there. And if you look at the chart, we have our supply zone created there, and market is currently reacting. So on our chart here, I'm sorry for that. We had our supply zone created there, and market was currently reacting to the supplies at this point here. Looking at still at our chart, although it's not that clear, I think we have a change of character there at that point. So another on our daily time frame, we are still using the same market structure that we have been seeing on the weekly time frame, which is the very strong push to downside. As you can even refining our supplies at the top here, you clearly see the market was beautifully coming from a supply zone at that level there. We had a supply zone, market is currently coming from a supply zone, and looking at the chart, we also have another supply zone here, which will be clearly seen on the 4 hour time frame. So on the daily time frame, we are still quite bearish on this pair because we are still currently below a supply zone, and we are still currently below this high at this level here. Right? Sorry, this high at the point there. So we are still currently below supply zone, and we are still below this high here. So until the market either takes out any of this supply zone, and then we can expect to go bullish. But for now, we are still very, 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 very bearish. On the 4 hour time frame, on our 4 hour time frame, you clearly see we have had this change of character at this point here. We have had our change of character at this point here. The main market took out the high to the upside and also took out the structure to the downside. And refining our supply zone that's created there, we clearly see we have our supply zone there, which we're expecting the market to give a push to the upside and probably take out liquidity that is being created there. This is a liquidity. We have liquidity at that point there. I'm gonna highlight that liquidity. So expectations for the market to push to the upside and take out liquidity to the downside. And if we are looking at the buy scenario, it's still the same thing. Our buy scenario, is this coming from any demand? Definitely not. Now, buy scenario, we want to see the market give all takes out all the supply zone here. Then we should be looking for buys. Okay, until all the supply zone at that level has been taken out, then we are still very bearish on the Euro USD. Heading to the next pair, which is our NZD USD. Okay, I think I still have my previous analysis on it, so I'm gonna do that. On our weekly time frame, on the NZD USD, you clearly look if you look at the chart for our weekly time frame. On a weekly time frame, you clearly see we are still quite bearish. Today's market taking our series, creating series of lower lows and lower highs, taking us through to the downside, lower lows and lower highs, 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 and also a lower low at that point there. So currently on our weekly time frame, we are still quite bearish as you clearly see market is taking us through to the downside, and we have a breakout structure at this point here, and we also got a supply zone at that level. So as far as we are still below this high here, okay, we are still very bearish, okay, and we are still below supply zone. Until the market either takes out the high, give a push to the upside, takes out the high, then we should be looking to buy. Okay, and also looking at, we are currently in a retracement back. We are currently, the market is currently giving a retracement back into a supply zone. Alright, the market is currently giving a retracement back into the supply zone, which is gonna be counter trend. If you are actually trying to catch a retracement, then you are actually trading against the trend. And when trading against the trend, you need to be very, very careful, because at any time the trade will always be key. Okay, on our daily time frame, heading to the daily time frame, because on our daily time frame, market tends to be more clear. As you can see, we have had this break of structure there, and we also have our supply zone which the market is currently at. I also have our supply zone at that level there. We have got, if we could zoom in on our chart, we have a break of structure to the downside, and we have our supply zone which market is currently reacting to, and we also have this low rate at that point there. Or our expectation, because we are still currently below supply zone, is for the market to push to the downside and continue the same bearish momentum. But as far, but for that's our expectation on the daily time frame on the NZD USD. But looking at the momentum, market tends to be giving more buy side momentum to the upside. Like market is coming in with enough bullish pressure. We should probably be expecting to see the market take out that high and probably reacting off this supply zone and continuing in that motion. Alright. So that was our expectation on the NZD/USD from daily time frame. Heading to our forward time frame, refining our supply zone, we can clearly see we have had a supply zone and market is currently creating an inside bar candlestick on the chart. Okay, we are currently creating an inside bar candlestick which, for an entry at that level there, you need to be using your confirmation at that point for you to get an entry at that level there. And we are still currently, the advisable we wait for the market to probably take out this low here before looking for sell opportunities. Alright, because you can also look at our chart here, we have had a change of character here. Market was creating series of lower lows and lower highs, lower lows, and at some point the market took out this high here and created a higher high, higher low, higher high, and currently market created a higher low and still pushing to the upside and currently getting higher high at that point there. So except you get you want to see, you see the market giving some sweet rejection, and at that level then we are probably looking for sell take out the structure, which isn't yet confirmed. And looking at the buy side scenario there, we have a break of structure here and we also have our demand zone at this point there. Okay, we have a demand zone at that level there. So the buy side scenario on this trade, we have a 50-50 chance, alright. A 50-50 chance. Probably market can decide to push down and go to the upside, and also market can push to continue in that nature, take out that structure, give retracement, and continue that structure, right? So that's the other end on the NZD USD. We are currently in a 50-50 scenario. We are not completely bullish, we are not completely bearish. We are seeing two opportunities, alright. On the next pair, we have the AUD USD. It's currently having the same price data as the NZD USD, previous pair we just looked at on the AUD USD. Because you could look at our present market conditions, clearly see we are in a bearish trend. You guys see market giving creating series of lower lows and lower highs, 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 and also a lower low at that point there. So we are yet to create a lower high at the level there. So the market probably can be said to be retracing, and we have our breaker structure at that point there and our supply zone seated at this level there. Okay, that's the supply zones. Have our supply zone seated at that point there and also have our high at this level here. So as far as we are still below the supply zone and also below the high, we are still looking to buy this market. Alright, as far as we are still below the supply zone and still below this high, we are still looking at, sorry, the sell side of the market, the sell side of the market. But currently we can be expecting a retracement back into a supply zone of this nature and continue market continue in that same manner. Okay, probably of this something of this nature, right? So currently we can be expecting a retracement back into our supply zone and market to give a reaction to the supply zone, to give a change of character and continue pushing to the downside. But for now we are still gonna be looking waiting for the sell opportunities. On our daily time frame, looking at our charts here, you clearly see we have had this break of structure to the downside and also a range created surprise at the top there. You can clearly look at less one is at this week and that level there. So currently we are still the retracement can still hold very well because on the forward time frame I'm seeing some series of change of character in the forward time frame which will be very clear when we head on to the forward time frame look at that. So as far as we are still below this high at this level. We currently have a new high created there. As far as we are still below this high and also below the supply zone, the higher probability is a sell position, right? The higher probability is a sell position. Why for as for a swing trade on this, the higher probability should be for sell instead of buy for a swing opportunities. And for a day trading opportunities on the forward time frame will understand the market better which we can clearly see on the forward time frame we had a series of lower lows and lower highs, lower lows, and at that point market completely took out this high here. They can't know kind of created liquidity at that point. But let's say it takes out that high and created a lower high, a higher low at this point, and market stopped in this liquidity and created a higher high there, higher low, and also a higher high. So we can boldly say that the market has shown that it's ready to switch direction when we had a breakout structure at that point there, and the first breakout structure, and also we also have another breakout structure there, indicating that we are quite bullish and market is obeying the demand zone created, alright, the main demand zone created, and still looking at the chart, we also have another demand zone here. Okay, so for a day trade opportunity, you should be expecting the market to come back into the buy zone and give a push to the upside because I'm gonna highlight everything here as liquidity, alright. Everything there is gonna be liquidity. So for the day trade opportunity, you want to see the market come back to the demand zone, you do for your confirmations and you expect the push to the upside. Why for the swing trade opportunity, you want to see the market take out the structure at that point there, alright. So that's my expectation in AUSD. Heading on to the next one, we have the USJPY. Just like our previous analysis, we are still gonna be holding the same analysis on the USJPY, where market has just been taking off so much to the upside, has just been stuck in an uptrend with strong momentum, and the last candle that are closed kind of look bearish. We can also I think we should just focus on this present data. We have had this break of potential upside, creating a series of higher highs and higher lows, 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 and also a higher high at that point there. Okay, so that's what we have on our USD JPY. We could put in some data. We have breakout structure there, and our demand zone seated at this point there. Okay, so our expectations on daily time frame is for the market to give a push down there and continue in nature, except we have a kind of change of character. So on the weekly time frame, we have a change of character on this nature, then we can be looking for sell opportunities back into our demand zone. Okay, on the daily time frame, our daily time frame, we have had this reconstructed to the upside at that level there, and we also have our demand zone at this point here. Okay, we have our demand zone. Market had this strong rejection, which should probably be targeting this demand zone there and continue its overall bullish intention. And for the sell side, if the market takes out this low, then we can be looking at a sell opportunity as neutral. On the 4 time frame, on our 4 time frame, we got this long rejection candlestick. We have very long rejection candlestick that was created. You can clearly see we have this long rejection candlestick here. We have had that long rejection candlestick created at that point there. Okay, sorry for that. Market created this long rejection candlestick and kind of took out a low at this point here. At this point there. So at this low here, and for the sell side opportunity we have, can currently looking at that supply zone created at that top and wait for the market to give a push back into the supply zone and watching that same movement. Alright. So no, for the sell side, looking for the sell to trade, you can probably expect market to give a push back into this supply zone created at that point there and come back into demand zone, have a push to the upside. Alright. So that's our expectation on the USD JPY about the buy side and sell side scenario. The next pair we have on our screen is the GBP JPY. So on our screen now we have the GBP JPY, right? Look at the chart here. We clearly see the market was in a bullish trend. Was in a bullish trend. As you clearly see, we have had let's start from here. Yeah, we have a higher high at the level there, higher low, higher high at the level there, higher low, higher high at the level there, higher low, higher high. Then market swept out all the liquidity and created a higher low at that point, and also currently creating a higher level. So if you can remember in our last analysis, I clearly said we have had a liquidity seated at this top here, which I'm expected the market to sweep, which the market definitely did sweep it with that week at that level there. If you could look at our demand zone, you can see market was coming from the demand zone created at that point there, and we also have a liquidity at this level here. We all had our reconstruction at this point here. Good. Okay. So putting it into the chart on our on the GBP and we currently be looking at, I'm currently looking at this level here as a demand of which the market is currently reacting to it. On the GBP or the GG, we are still expecting push to the upside from our weekly time frame. Alright. According to the daily time frame, on our daily time frame, refining our demand zone, we can clearly have we have our demand zone there, and we also had a supply zone at that level there. The supply zone had led have supplies at that point there on the GBP. From our previous week, I expected the market to take out the liquidity at this point, which the market definitely did. After taking out liquidity downside, it's meant to take out liquidity upside. So the expectations on the UJ is for the market to come back to the demand zone and give a push to the upside. And for the sell side, if you want to see markets give a push to the downside, take out this low at the created at that point, and that's what we're gonna have on the UJ for the sell side. But the higher probability on the GBP JPY for the daily time frame is buy opportunities. Alright. The daily time frame GBP JPY, we're gonna be looking for buy opportunities. And on our 4 time frame, we're gonna see what we have on the 4 time frame. On the 4 time frame, we could put meaning into our chart. You clearly see we have this low taken out. Okay, market has taken out that low at that level there that had a break of trust to the upside. Market has taken out the low there, and we also have our supply zone created at this point there. Okay, so on the 4 time frame, we can expect the market to give a push to the supply zone, and this is what we're gonna have. And if we also look at our chart here, we currently have liquidity seated above that level there, and as expected, the previous last thing that happened At the previous analysis, which was liquidity sweep so at this level here should probably repeat itself again. So we're gonna expect market to give a push back into the supply zone and give a rejection back into the demand zone and completely take out the liquidity to the upside. So that was the expectation on the GBP JPY. And then until the next period, you have the USD card. While daily time frame, the USD card tend to have the same data as the USD JPY. On our daily time frame, from starting from the beginning of this year, throughout this year, we have been taking our structure to the upside. As you clearly see, we have had these higher highs and higher low, higher kind of not really a higher high, but we can just keep that there. Higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and yeah, higher high, higher low, and also a structure taken out at that point there. Okay, so currently we can even be saying we are looking for market is tending to show some potential because if you could zoom in on our chart, we or zoom out on our chart, we currently have a supply zone at that point there, which market tend to be reacting from. Okay, and also above that supply zone, we currently have liquidity above it. Okay, we currently have liquidity above it, and we also have. So coming back to our present data, we have this breakout structure at this point there, and we have our demand zone created there. Currently, market has traded back into the demand zone. Sorry, that's not supposed to be pink. So currently, the market has traded back into the demand zone. Our expectations after the market has retraced back into the demand zone is a push to the upside. Alright, a push to the upside, and still looking at our charts, we have some period of liquidity at that point there. We have liquidity at that point there on the daily time frame. Okay. So heading to our 4 time frame to see what the market is doing. On our 4 time frame, refining our demand zone, we can refine our demand zone down to this level here. We refine our demand zone, we can refine back to that level, down to that level there. And our 4 time frame, we have had this change of character at that point there, and we have a supply zone the market is currently reacting to. Okay, so expect the sell side expectation on this trade. Our sell side expectation on this trade is if the market takes out, the market has taken out this flow already, and we also have another supply zone at this point here. So the market can either choose to not give a reaction to the demand zone and go up and come down again. Or if the market gives a reaction to the demand zone, we expect it to completely take out all the supplies at that point. So the sell side scenario is for the market to come back into the supply zone and give a push to the downside, and for the buy side scenario, market to come back to the demand zone, give a reaction and completely take out all the whole structure at that point there, creating a new high. So that's the position on the USD card, and we're gonna look at the USD CHF. So yeah, on our screen here we have the USD CHF, which I'm looking at before heading to the. On our screen here we have the USD CHF. I'm gonna be starting from the weekly time frame, having market seems to be creating the same data as the USD JPY and also slightly and the USD card slightly USD JPY. So on our screen here we have had first of all we had a lower low created at that point, a change of character, lower high, lower low, a higher low at that point. On our screen here, we have the USD CHF, and you clearly see we are in a bearish trend when the market was creating series of lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs, lower lows. And at this point, we had a change of character indicating that the market is ready to go bullish when the market took out the higher, created a higher high at that point, a higher low at that level, higher high at that point, higher low, and currently we have a higher high being created on the USD CHF. Looking at our charts here, we could give meaning to our charts. We currently you clearly see market took out the structure at that point there, and reacted to a demand zone at this level there. Okay, a demand at that level there, and we also have a reconstruction at that point, and the currently unmitigated demand zone is this demand zone at that point there. So our expectation on the USD CHF for the market to give a retracement back into our demand zone and reach to the upside, and probably on the forward time frame we can probably see the day trading opportunity, which is the sell opportunities. So for we are still quite bullish on the weekly time frame. So on the USD card, sorry, USD CHF, we're gonna expect on the USD CHF, we're gonna expect the market to be pushed to the downside and continue taking us just to the upside. On our daily time frame, that's what we have on daily time frame. We have had our on daily time frame. We currently have a breakout structure there, and we have a demand zone there, which I'm expecting to fail because the momentum which the market is pushed to the downside. The last calendar the market was created had a very strong momentum, which was on Friday. So on expectations would be for this demand zone to completely fail because the market tend to have strong momentum and take out that structure, probably come back and react to a supply zone in this week here, alright? Supply zone in this week and continue to is push to the downside because we clearly have liquidity seated here. Okay, we clearly have liquidity seated there. So the expectation, the sell side scenario of this market is for this demand zone to completely fail because currently you have a big construct to the upside but still weak, and the momentum market is using to come back into the demand zone is very very strong. So we expect the demand zone to fail, market should take a straight to the downside, create a new low at that point, then go back and mitigate a supplies at it at that point. But for now, we are not going to be looking for sell opportunities until the market has completely taken out this new year. Okay, we want to see market completely take out that before we see what we're gonna do. On the forward time frame, market tends to be clear. On the forward time frame, market tends to be clear. We have a change of pattern, market taking us to the upside or taking us to the downside there, and we have our supplies at that point there. Sorry, we have our supplies at that point there, and we expect the market to also give a pushback into our supply zone and continue in that same manner. As we clearly can see, we have liquidity seated at that point there. Okay, heading on to the next time frame. I think that analysis on the USD CHF. Heading on to the last pair, the Euro GBP. Euro GBP has always had a messy price action, very messy price action. So you look at our charts here, we have a breakout straight to the upside and currently are coming from demands at that point there. Our expectations is still the market to take out that high, okay? Yeah, the market to take out that high. We were in a very strange market condition of lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs. Then at this point, market created a higher high, a higher low, higher high, higher low, and a higher high. So we're expecting a higher low and also a higher high. The market to expectation and flow to be fulfilled. On daily time frame, on daily time frame, you could clearly see the market has given a change of character to the upside. The market team take out that high there and also take out this low here. And the market reacted to a supply zone at the top there, and we currently have another break constructed to the downside. You could find the demand zone there. That's the demand zone, not the supply zone. So you could find the demand zone. That's what we have, and the currently market is back into and the supply zone again. So probably looking at the daily time frame, you should expect a push to the downside. Alright, a push to the downside because we are still currently below this supply zone created there. That is supply zone and not a demand zone there. We are still currently below supply zone, so we should currently be expecting a push to the downside And our 4 hour time frame, now 4 hour time frame, the confirmation will definitely come when the market takes out this low at this point here, because it has completely taken out this high at the point there. So the confirmation will come when the market takes out that low, then we should be expecting something of this nature here. Okay. Or the market can choose to remain within that trend and react to a demand zone at this level there, then continue in that same movement. So that's our analysis for the week. I'll really look at on the top 10 currency pairs in the forex market. As I will really look at on it. So if you have learned a thing or two, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel and leave a comment. Thanks to those that stayed to the end of this video. Thank you very much and hope you learn a thing or two. First Mastermind signing out.